doing some ASMR today. We're doing some ASMR, and what we're going to be doing today, the thing that we're going to be doing, the thing that we're going to be doing, the one thing that we're going to be doing, multiple things, probably multiple things, but the one thing we're going to be doing is going to be doing visual triggers, the visual triggers in front of the camera. In front of the camera, we're going to be doing a lot of things with our fingers close to the camera, making a lot of hand movements, probably going to be whispering with my voice, and we might do some other things. If we're going to be doing any flashing lights, I will let you know, I promise, so don't worry about that. Okay, now I think that I have a little bit of a different background here because I wanted to have the full breadth of the camera, so we can really go, and we can kind of go all over the place with these fingers. So as a result of this different setup, it's going to be I might look away, and when I'm looking away, I'm not ignoring you. In fact, that's where the chat is. The chat is over there. So over here is the camera. Over here is the chat. Over here is the camera. Over here is the chat. Over here is the camera. Over here is the chat. Over here is the camera. Over here is the chat. The camera's here. The chat's there. The camera's here. The chat's there. Right. So when I'm looking here, I'm looking at the camera. When I'm looking here, I'm looking at the chat. Right. You get it. You understand. You are smart. You understand that when I'm looking this way, when I'm looking in this direction, when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the camera. And when I'm looking over here, when I'm looking in this direction, it might seem like I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm actually looking at the chat. The chat is over here, and I'm looking at the chat, and then I'm looking over here at you. And to respond, I'll respond this way. I won't respond this way because that's the chat. It's one way. It's one way, not two way, one way. And when I look here, I'll probably respond. I'll respond to the chat. Okay, so make sure you know that. Okay, so now let's begin. Oh wait, maybe we've already been going. Wow, maybe this is part of it. Probably is part of it. That's probably why I was doing that. The mysteries unravel. They unravel. And so, what we're going to be doing today is a lot of that. A lot of the things with the hands, and also with the mouth. The hands and the mouth. The mouth is also pretty important. But my goal today is to help people relax. It's a stressful day, Sunday. You're always thinking about Monday when it's rolling around. You're thinking about what's going to happen on Monday. But I want people to relax. And I want people to say, I'm okay. You can just have some tingles if there are tingles. But also, even if you don't get ASMR tingles, I think that there's a lot of different ways that just taking some time for yourself can help you relax, can help you feel a bit better. I'm also, I'm a bit bigger. I upped the resolution. We're now doing 1080p right now, so if there's any problems with that, if you're having any problems with the 1080p, the higher bit rate for that, let me know. I think it should be okay. Because everybody has pretty good internet nowadays, right? I don't know. At least good enough for 1080p. You could probably bump it down to 720 again if that's too much for you. But again, please let me know. This tech stuff that you do to do the streaming, it can be pretty complicated. So if we don't get it right on the first try, that's okay. That's fine. Now, anyway, we are going to be doing a couple things here. We're going to be doing perhaps some things where we have you trace, you follow the finger, right? So that would be a thing where I take my finger, this one, and I ask you, I say, hello you sitting there, the one sitting right there, in front of the camera, but behind the camera, in their seat, on the other side of the camera, that's you, right there. Do you mind if I trace something for you? Do you think you could follow that if I traced you? I know it's asking for a lot, right? It's asking for a lot, but if you do that, if you follow my finger around, I think that would actually help you feel tired. And why is that? Why is it? If I had you follow my finger, why would that make you tired? obviously it's because you're using your eyes, you're focusing on your eyeballs, and you're having to move across and move back. So if you have this blown up, if you have this in a large window where it obscures most of your view, or even if you just put the screen close to your face, whatever you want to do, I think the act of moving your eyeballs around will tire you out, because it's like a muscle. There are muscles in your eyeballs, and when they get tired, they'll say, please close me, please close me. That way I may fall asleep. That way I may fall asleep. I would love that. I would love that if you could do that. So, do you mind? Can I do that? Can I ask you to follow my finger? Can I ask you to follow my finger? And then would you follow my finger? If I ask you to follow my finger, would you follow my finger after that? You would? Okay. Alright, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. You don't know. You don't understand how much I appreciate that. And how much I appreciate you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the finger and we're going to go over here. Right? And then we're going to go over there. Okay. It's pretty simple, right? Yeah. It's like you're at a doctor's office. So a lot of people do that. They do like the cosplays. I don't have a doctor's jacket, so we won't be doing that. Instead, we're going to be going up, and we're going to be going down, and we're going to be going up, and we're going to be going down. Go back to the center. Going to go to the right. Going to go to the left. Going to go to the right. Going to go to the left. Going to go back to the center. Now we're going to go in a circle. We're going to go in a circle like that. We're going to go in a circle backwards. Just like that. Okay. Going to go back over here. Okay, now we're going to go back over there. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god. What's happening? What's happening? We're going too fast. We're going too fast. This is not good. This is not good. I gotta stop this. I can't stop this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. What's going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. Whew. Okay. I think we're okay now. I think I've quieted the storm, the oncoming storm. Because this is about relaxation. It's not about high energy. It's not about being high energy. It's about being calm, about being relaxed, about being stationary, but moving the fingers around. In fact, an advanced technique, because this involves brain thought as well, is to be able to tell when I trace something what I'm tracing, right? To see if you can tell what I'm tracing. Like if I did this, what would it be? If I did this and I went like this. Can you see that? Do you know what that was? That was a happy face. It was a happy face right there. What if I did this? What if I did this right here? I'm gonna do whoop, whoop, like that. Do you know what that is? That's a Z, a Z, if you are from Canada or Britain. That's a Z right there. Did you know that? Did you know that when you're whispering Z is one of the words you can't say, the letters you can't say. There's certain letters that you need your voice. You need your voice to say them. And V is one. V is one because if you don't say it, you can kind of enunciate it and go V, but you're actually saying V. You know, because the sound that you make with a V is an F. If you don't use your voice, it's the exact same sound. It's the exact same mouth movement. You produce the sound in the same way. So you go V. You have to use your voice, otherwise it's V, right? It's not V, right? So that one's a little bit tough to say without using my voice. Of course. Now, one thing I'll say about that is I'll say that I think that there are other letters that don't actually do the same thing, where there isn't a corresponding one, right? And I think Z is one of them. C. It's close to C, but it's Z. I think it might be C actually. I don't know. I'm not positive on that one. That one, I'm not positive about. I don't know if it's a C with a C. If you add their voice to it, if it becomes a Z, you know. However, that's a tangent. I get on these tangents sometimes. I like to think about linguistics. I like to think about the sounds we make, phonemes. It's a very interesting topic. I mean, as you might assume for someone who does ASMR, where we talk about plosive? Why is that this particular plosive makes a little tingle happen? Why does a particular plosive make a tingle happen? I don't know. It's worth thinking about, though. It's worth thinking about with your mind and your heart and your soul. Now, I think that there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things you can do. A lot of different things you can do with your hands. That make people tingle. Because it's like you don't always expect it. You don't always expect it. You don't always expect it. Like that. And so, one thing you can do is you can do little claws. Like I'm some sort of a lion or a tigress. It's very scary. I will apologize to you if I scared you. If you were watching that and you ran away from your screen, you ran it right. If you're under your couch right now because you're just so terrified by the scary claws that came out. Don't worry, I'm not a real Wolverine. I am not the true Hugh Jackman. I am not the huge Jackman. I am merely Dan. I am Dan from the Hell Zone, and you are safe. You are safe, and it's okay. I will not claw you to death. I promise you, I will not claw you to death. Never. You have my word. Even if I go, and it's quite scary. Even if a spider comes out. The spider comes out and crawls up your spine. Crawls up your spine. The spider crawls up your spine. And the shivers come. That's okay. It's okay when that happens because it's pretend. We're pretending right now. We're pretending that there are things in front of you. And I think that goes into our minds when things come up in ways that we don't expect. Pop, 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 pop. Right? Another thing that people like. They like is plucking. They like plucking. I like plucking. You come up here and you say, "Oh, do you mind if is it okay? Is it okay if I pluck something from you? If I pluck?" One reason that I decided to do a more visual focused one is because people liked my a plucking video that I did. People said that it was relaxing for them, so I thought, well, maybe we could try some more. Of these enjoyable things that come up, right? That would be great, I think. I like that idea. And so, what we'll do with that is that we can do a couple of those different things. And also use some tools that people do. One tool that people like is brushing. They like brushing. They brush the camera. Brush the camera. Now, I don't know if that effect works on my particular camera. I don't know if that works on my camera, but it is quite nice to have a brush come down. I don't know if you'd prefer if I'd brushed a little bit further away, not actually on the camera, but that's one thing you can do. Oh, you like the brushing? Okay. Right on the camera. Is that good? Here we go. Right here. Nice to see you, Riot Andromeda. I was recently granted the ability to grant VIP status to people because I have 50 followers now. Hooray! And so you always show up. So you are one of the chosen few. I didn't hand them all out because I just kind of typed in a couple names of the first ones that came to mind. So if anyone feels left out, you can have one. They only gave me 10, but it's a very exclusive club. Exclusive. That's right. You're very special. Never forget that. very special. I'm good. I'm doing good today. I installed some new equipment into my computer, and so as a result of that, I'm able to do a higher quality stream. And so I was pretty excited about that. I was excited to be able to do some higher quality bitrate, higher quality frames per second. We're doing 60 frames per second, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good quality. And I think that's, I'm the kind of nerd who gets excited about doing things like that. I went to a film school, and so doing things with film is exciting to me like that. I think there's, when people are filming these types of ASMRs, there's some who enjoy the technical aspects of it, and there's some who really do not. Which I think is fine, because it's it comes with the territory no matter whether you like it or not. But I like that part. I like that part of it. How about you? Are you doing well today? Are you having a good Sunday? If you're feeling stressed, that's okay. If you're feeling good, that's good too. Both are perfectly valid, I think. I think sometimes it's a mix for me. Sometimes there's moments when I feel okay. Sometimes there's moments when I feel less okay. Sometimes I'll be very stressed one moment, and then something will happen, and it'll make me forget all about that. Today was one of those days. I think I was quite worried about how things would go. Had a lot of changes to make for the stream, for instance. But my partner and I, we went out. We went outside. We went outside and we got a donut, and that was fun. It was we just got a single donut, and it was just very nice to just have a donut. Sometimes it's simple things like that. Simple things like that can be very enjoyable when you do simple things like that. Popping little bubbles in front of your face right now. So there's other things we could do. I have some notes written over there as well. Doing the tappy taps on the camera is pretty nice. I remember liking that. My notes are based on videos I watched this week. I was watching some visual ASMR ones to get good ideas for things we could do. So I think the ones that I liked, there was one where you take a rope and you pull it towards you. You take a rope and you pull it towards you. You take a rope and you pull it towards you. while. It's California, so we probably won't see any snow, but I know that some people on the East Coast have gotten their first snowfalls, which is pretty nice. Snowfalls are always so nice. I don't like being outside in the snow, but I like seeing the snow. It's nice. And so you have like a nice little snowfall that comes down. It's comforting. It feels so quiet. Quiet when that comes down. I like that. I like that very much. Now, I think one thing that's always nice after a day, when you've had a day, is just if you could get a nice massage, right? A nice little head massage. You get a lot of stress. I always have a lot of stress that builds up around my temples. The temple massage after a tough day always feels very nice, I think. So do you mind if I give you a little bit of a temple massage right now? You might not feel it because it is a virtual head rubbing, but I think that it does feel nice anyway. You know, if you just close your eyes, you know, or open them. I guess you're watching a video, but you know, if you have just these circular motions right around where your glasses would be, if you were like me and you wore glasses, there's like a little bit of a divot in your skull. There's like a little bit of a divot. If you just rub around there, if you just rub that area, you find like a lot of tension there, a lot of tension that doesn't need to be there, you know. And so you'll rub that, and it'll feel nice. It's just nice, you know. I always think massages are just really relaxing. You know, I don't do chiropractic. I don't go for a lot of that stuff, but it does. You know, if you just get a nice massage, it feels really good. Yeah. I can't usually do a professional massage like that one, like that massage. That massage is a little bit, you know, that's some primo shit, of course. But you know, it can be nice to just, if you have a partner, ask your partner to just rub your back for a little bit, rub your feet, rub your temples, anything that helps. If you don't have a partner, you can even massage yourself in certain ways. You can rub your own feet, you can rub your own temples. It feels nice when someone else does it, but you know, in these times, in these places that we're in, sometimes you can't always have someone at your beck and call, and that's okay. That's okay, because you can make do. And of course, you know, hey, you always have these digital ones. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm sure you're not forever alone. I think that having a digital massage still feels nice. And remember that if you can rub your own temples, if you can rub your own feet, it still feels good. It still feels good. And that's what's important. That's the important part. It can be really tough these times, though, if you don't, being by yourself, especially if you are quarantined to any degree, if you are not seeing people in your area, as most people should be. It can get very lonely, and that's a real thing. It's okay to feel that kind of extra loneliness, extra hurt. That can happen. You know, to just be like, oh, I haven't hugged someone in a long time. It's been months and I haven't hugged anyone, not a parent, not a partner, not any other human being. You know, sometimes that can be really lonely and that can really hurt. And that's not even, you know, it's just, that kind of affection is just, you want to feel like the warmth of a person nearby. I think that's natural to miss that, even if it's not a partner. you know, I think sometimes you really can't, and you just have to go without that kind of physical attention, which, you know, it's not like necessarily like a sexual thing even, it's just physical, right? It's physical warmth that isn't out there for everybody. And that, you know, I feel for those people who are going through that. It's really difficult, and it's okay to recognize that. It's okay to say that that's difficult, and that it's more difficult than it would be ordinarily. Yeah, you gotta get those cat cuddles. Those cat cuddles are vital, you know. I'm glad you have someone to hug, because a cat is a great companion. Sometimes they're a little bit aloof. Sometimes they don't always want to play, but they will always be there, you know. They're very reliable, I think, not because they're always there to play with you, but because they're always there, you know. They're always hanging out. Even if it's just to go vomit on your carpet or something like that. They're there for you. Maybe, well, they're there. I don't know if they're always there for you, but no. I hope that talking with people through the internet, such as this, for instance, you know, you're talking to me right now. I hope that that's able to help you a little bit. I hope that talking to people through the internet makes you feel a little bit better. Because even though it's not a physical thing, even just having socialization is just so important, you know. It just helps you not have a little bit of perspective, you know, and say, okay, I'm talking with someone. I know I'm not completely out of my mind. I know I'm not just babbling nonsense. That there's a human being that understands words that come out of my mouth. And that's important. If you isolate yourself too much from other people, you know, it gets depression. Depression will rear its ugly head, even if you're not someone who's susceptible usually to it. And I think it's really something that you have to manage, and you have to plan for and deal with. That can be difficult. Certainly can be difficult. Got this one little thing that I was reminded of, and it's a rock. It's a rock that was painted by my mom. My mom painted this rock, and she gave it to me in 2017. And it's a silly thing, you know. She was just like, oh, I painted a rock, and here you go. Here's a rock. She, you know, painted a little tree. She painted a little tree on it, and it has like a little heart on the swing, you know, and then a heart on the back, you know, and it was cute. It's like this cute little thing that she just gave to me, and you know, on the side it says like, "You're loved," you know. And at the time, it was like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I know that, I know I'm loved, but it's this kind of thing where you just see it on your shelf, you know, and you see it and it says you're loved, and it just feels nice. It's just a nice little reminder that it's like, you know, you are loved. You know, people out there, even if you haven't seen anyone for a long time, just, you know, you gotta realize you are loved. You are loved, and you are cared about. Even if you're alone, even if you haven't seen someone in 3 months, in 6 months, you are loved by people, even if they can't be there in person. And even if that love is, you know, there's lots of different types of love. There's because they are so kind to come in here and chat with me that I have a great time, and it helps me feel less alone. And that kind of share, that kind of bonding, that's a certain kind of love too. And I think that's really something that you gotta, remember. Remember that you're loved in so many different ways too. That's an important thing. From someone who's wiggling their fingers in front of a camera. Why not? Why not to accept that as a different kind of love as well? Someone chatting in a chat room. That's also it's a friendship kind of love in a way. It's all these different kinds of ways that people connect with each other. And we don't think about it because we always go about our day. But I think anytime that people are being kind to one another, that's kind of love, because it's so easy. It's so easy for people to be mean and to be rude. It's so easy for that to happen. It happens every day. It happens all the time when people see a stranger and they're just mean and they're just rude to that person. But that's okay. Get rid of that. Sometimes you'll find people who are nice. People who are nice to complete strangers. And I think that's really beautiful. And I wish there was more of that in the world. I wish people would just be kind to anyone they meet. You see someone at a store who has to work in the pandemic. Be nice to them, Be nice, especially during the holidays. Oh, during the holidays, if you see a retail worker, you be as nice as possible, because those retail workers, they feel all that. They feel all that all day. They get all that stress. And the least we can do as people is to not add to that. Maybe even say a nice word. If you say a kind word like, hey, I hope you're doing okay, that can mean so much to someone. And then you are loved even more. You're loved even more when that happens. Oh, thank you so much for following Shopla22. I appreciate that. And that's just, that's how I feel about just being nice to people. Being nice to people is just, it makes you feel good. It's doing something for someone else that helps you. And that's okay. It's okay to have that. It's okay to feel good for that, because you're doing something good. And I always try to do that. I always try to make people feel just a little bit better. I put myself in their shoes and I say, what would my life be like if I was this person? And not to the point where you're gonna, follow them home and stalk them or anything like that. Don't do that. Just just say hi. Just say, I see you're struggling, and I understand that. I understand that pain. Especially as someone who I've been a retail worker. And that is not fun at any point of the year, especially in the holidays. Anyone who's watching who's a retail worker surely understands that. But anyway, I think that there's different things like that. Hello, Shopla. How are you doing? Are you having a good evening today? Are you enjoying the I guess affirmations that I'm doing right now? I switched into doing affirmations, but I think that's just what I call it. It's just the category of thing when I just start talking. It just comes out as affirmations sometimes. I think that there are different fun things. Oh, where am I from? I was born not here. I was not born here. I'm in California right now. I live in California, in Los Angeles, great LA is where I live. And I was born over across the sea, not across the sea, across the country. I was born across the country in New Jersey. I was born in New Jersey, and when I was in 4th grade, we moved up to New York, to upstate New York, into the middle of nowhere. We lived in the middle of nowhere, Adelaide in the UK right now. So is that jolly old England? Are you from London? Is it or are you like more Scotland? I don't know specifically. And there's a lot of different countries that are there. Like for instance, I lived in New York, but the reason I'm saying that I was upstate New York is that it was the countryside. It was Cowtown. It was in a place where there were more cows than people. It was in a place where, honestly, people who went to my school, people who went to my high school. There were people who were farmers. There were people who were like, oh yeah, when I get out of high school, I'm gonna go on this farm, and they would have little hats. They would have John Deere hats, and they would love John Deere, which is a tractor company. They make tractors, and so that was just a very interesting experience that I completely left behind because I don't know. It's a certain type of person who can live out there, and there's a certain type of person who cannot. And I think I would be in the latter category. That I then went to school. I went to school in New York. I went to school in New York City, and then I went to Los Angeles afterwards. So it's city to city. Tarkov. You're playing. I've not heard of Tarkov. I think I've seen maybe I've seen that name pop up, but I haven't seen the game at all. What is Tarkov? If you could tell me. Oh, online shooter. Okay. Now is this like kind of a battle royale? Is this a battle royale game, or is this perhaps an arena shooter? Oh, it's a battle royale. Okay, yeah, those are very popular these days. I gotta be honest. I'm rubbish. I'm complete rubbish at any kind of shooter, to be honest. I get very nervous. I tend to get nervous, and I'll see all the enemies. So pretend this is the screen right here. I'll see enemies, and I'll be like, okay, I've got to shoot it. I've got to line up a shot. And by the time I've lined it up, I'm dead. So, so that's usually how it works for me. And I'll always second guess myself. I'll say, oh, where am I gonna shoot? Right here. Is this it? And I'm dead. And that's usually how it works for me. So I tend to stick with the more cerebral experiences where you can kind of take a little bit of time to yourself. Oh, that's okay if you're not a gamer, Riot, Andromeda. Actually, initially because you had Riot in your name, I thought maybe you were into League of Legends because that's made by Riot, right? Or Valorant. Valorant is. But perhaps you yourself are merely a Riot. Or you love to riot. And if that's the case, that's even better than being a gamer. Being an anarchist. You've heard it here first. Love to riot. Anytime I can. Yeah, but I tend to be more when I game. I do a fair bit of game streaming on this channel. About half and half. A lot of the time I'll be streaming things that are just a single player or kind of like that kind of experience. But one of our friends here in the ASMR chat room wanted to play Rocket League. They said, "Hey, would you play Rocket League?" So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Rocket League tomorrow. Details are on our Discord as well, and anyone is free to join because I've never played before. I've never played Rocket League because I don't tend to play a lot of multiplayer games because I find it really stressful. I find it really stressful to always put yourself in that space where you're competing with someone, competing against other people, where I just want to be pals. I just want to be pals with people, be a people pal. And sometimes even when you're playing an online game with other people, a co-op game, people are like, "Oh, you're not my pal. You're not my pal unless you're very, very good at this game." And that can create a whole other thing. It can create a whole other problem. And that's kind of interesting too. So I sometimes I have to even avoid a co-op experience where they're just like, you gotta get good or you gotta get going, and so there's another fellow. There's another fellow who I don't think they're here today, but they're also they're autistic as well, and I shared my opinion with them, and I'll share my opinion with you, that I believe that that people with autism are predisposed to enjoying ASMR because of the similarity to stimming, where it's like you have like little things that pop up. A Sen school. No, I don't know what a Sen school is. It sounds interesting. Is that like a special needs school? I mean, they have some of those here. It's usually classes. Oh, okay. Special educational needs. Oh, I see. S-E-N. Special educational needs. Okay. Now, we don't usually have entire schools dedicated to that here, because our education system is broken, and we don't dedicate nearly enough money to our education system or our teachers. Here in the United States, where I live, they will pretty much just have one, or maybe two, if you're lucky, one class that just houses the special needs students. And it really let me down when I was in school, because it's not what I needed at all. Because, there's different types, because it's not even just people with autism. They would lump, in my school, they lumped everyone with any kind of special needs. They lumped them all into one room, and they said, here you go, you're good, right? You're good, not going to math class and just being here. And I was definitely not okay with that, because I was like, I need to learn this math, I need to know what this math is. I've got a test to take, so I'm happy that they have a special educational needs school. I hope that if you did go to one, Shopland, that it was a better experience for you than it was for me in my class that I just stopped going to personally. That's always an interesting story to think about, that that I went through that, because it was certainly an eye-opening experience to how little some people in this country care about people's special needs, and how much more we can care. I mean, that's like a very, very large example of what I was talking about before when I said that people need to be kind to one another, right? Is that we need to care about people who have special needs, because the people with special needs have different accommodations that need to be made for them. And I think that that's valid. It's something that we should be able to provide for other people as a functioning society. Anyway, how about a haircut? I think that's a fun visual trigger. Is that doing like little scissors? I might do a little bit of that while we're chatting, while we're going around. And actually, when you're at the barber, a lot of the time when you're at the barber will chat with you, and I find that to be a little bit awkward. But in this instance, you don't have to talk back. So if you find that to be awkward, if you find that to be uncomfortable, this one is an improved experience in everything except for the fact that your hair will not be cut afterwards. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good combo, pretty good deal, but some trade-offs. Good deal, but some trade-offs. So, do you mind if I give that hair a little trim? Get you a little bit of quarantine cut with my art scissors that I have. These safety scissors, these regular ones. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go cut a little bit over here, cut a little bit over there. Gonna go over here. Okay, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, I like that. Taking a little bit off the top. Oh, good. Nice. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's very good. It's very good. Now, I know that you said never again. We're never gonna do bangs again. I know that you said that. I know that you said that you saw yourself with the bangs, and you said it's Brasil. Very nice. Would you like a Brazilian haircut? It's like a regular haircut. And that's it. It's just a regular haircut. You know, we have last stream we had a Brazilian friend come in as well. I wonder if this is a good time slot for Brazil. Perhaps. If it is, I'm happy for that. Okay, let's clean up those bangs I talked about. It's very good. It's very good. It's my special technique. A special technique that they taught me at my hairdresser school. You can see my license. Yeah, my license is right there. Can you see it? Oh, it's just out of frame. It's just out of frame, but I promise I'm licensed. I went to the school of so as you can see, I have a very legitimate license to cut your hair. I promise it will come out very well. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about anything. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna turn out just fine. It's gonna be perfect. The thing about these scissors is that they are going to give you the best haircut that you've ever had. You're gonna look in the mirror and you are going to say to yourself, I've never looked better. Today is the best day of my entire life. The best hair day I've ever had. Just as soon as you wake up, you're going to feel so refreshed because when you are looking nice, you feel nice. When you put in that effort for yourself, when you go through the hassle, the tenuous hassle of personal grooming, you feel better. You feel like a weight lifted, literally a weight lifted off of you because you had this weight on your head. If your nails are longer than they should be when you cut them, after you cut them off, you feel like a weight has been lifted. So the special tingles that I get are from a lot of mouth sounds. I get a lot of tingles from mouth sounds, and so a lot of the time, if it's layered, if you layer sounds, I'll tend to get like some better things like that, and also like with they do breathless whispering, or not breathless, but in unintelligible whispering. That's one that I really like as well. So a lot of the ones that I like come from the mouth. Yeah, inaudible, unintelligible. I don't know. People say both. But yeah. When people do that, I like it a lot. It's something. I try to practice do a little bit more because sometimes what I do, it's like still tell what I'm saying. No, that's not always what you want. Because you don't sometimes want to be things are nice, but sometimes you don't want really don't want it's not your fault for that, you know, so no, it's gonna be like that. So, you know, so as I was saying, that's what's wrong, I think, with this country, right? I always feel like after I do an inaudible whisper, I like to have like a total non sequitur afterwards. I want to do a video, and I think on Wednesday. So here's a sneak preview. Is that I want to do a stream that's just all inaudible whispering. It's going to be all inaudible this curtain's behind me, but directly over here, directly in this direction, is where the computer is. And I have that computer. The computer is not here, it's over there. Usually the computer is here because I put the camera above the computer, but now the computer's over here. Usually it's there. Right now it's here. Usually there, right here. It's right there, and then right there, right there, right there. Okay. So now that we have that covered, I hope that answers your question. I hope that answers your question that you had about where my computer is. My computer there. You are there. The computer's there. You can turn around in your seat. You could turn this way in your seat, and you could look. You could look over there. But I don't think you would be able to see my computer because it's only in my world. It's in my world, and I believe you are. You said you were in the UK. You would have to look very, very far to be able to see my computer from where you're sitting. So that's just how it is. You have to have very good eyesight to be able to see across the pond over to California, where my computer currently is. And I was saying earlier that I've upgraded my computer, and I got a new processor, and I got a new video card, and I'm able to stream in 1080p now, and that is a very exciting thing. The specifications. So I do actually. I got the newly released GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, and that's probably the most exciting piece that I got because it was very hard to get. So it's a pretty good graphics card. I mean, that just came out. Yeah. I just got it yesterday, in fact, and this is, if you can believe it, this is the first stream I'm doing with that. Oh no! 3060 is $400. I got it for $400 because that's the MSRP. I don't know how much they're going for like right now, but yeah, mine was $400. So I don't have 1.5K. I've never had 1.5K in my life. Yeah. So that's why I was very excited to be able to get that one. And my processor is a 3700X Ryzen AMD, and that is a very good one. I used to have the Intel processors, but I did some research and I found that a lot of people say that the AMD, you get a lot more for the amount that you spend. And I know it's very, very relaxing for everybody to hear about computer specs, ASMR computer specs, computer talk. But this, I don't know, I just always, once you get me going talking about it, all the information in the brain just falls out. I think probably, I was also very excited to get, what do they call it? What is it, an N2 drive? Like the special drive that's even faster than an SSD drive. The kind that's like a little stick that you put into your actual motherboard, and it's 5 times faster than an SSD. I was like, oh my, how is that possible? How is it possible to have something 5 times faster than an already fast SSD? But it's very cool. It's very cool. I had a good time putting that in there. Oh, okay. So you have a Ryzen 5 3600. Okay. And a GTX 1660 Ti. Very cool. Very cool. Those are. That's pretty similar to what I have, actually. I think mine is a 6-core as well. The cores were very important for doing streams like this. For doing a stream like this, to make this video happen for you. The thing that you have to do is you have to use a lot of cores or processes. And my old one was 4 cores, the Zelda 4-core adventure. But it was not enough because, say, if I'm playing a game, then, you know, once you are playing a game, it's using up some cores, and then streaming takes up the cores, and it probably takes up about 4 cores. And so, to put this video out for you, probably upgrading my processor was a pretty big step for that. And the graphics card also helps a lot too, because the NVIDIA cards, they have a special thing in them that lets you actually encode the video on the graphics card itself. So my PC for a while too. I haven't upgraded in a long time. I was actually, my specs before I upgraded were much older than your current specs. My specs before that were like, I think I was like, I don't even know if it was in the 10 series of the GTX. I don't even know, and I was pretty behind on a lot of that. So, you know, I just went and because I do game development, and so when I do game development, I tend to use a lot of graphical things, but I figured it was worth it to go and upgrade those things for myself. Even though it's a big expense, it was a huge expense. But I was like, hey, I mean, it's probably worth it. I don't know. And the side benefit is I can do these nice, better streams. You can see my face in greater quality. You can see the finger movements. You can see the finger movements in real time. So many frames, 60 frames per second. You could see each finger waggle that I do. You know, I bet you could probably do a side by side with an older video, and you'd probably be able to tell the difference. You could taste the difference. I'm glad you found my channel as well. I'm glad you found it, Chopla. It's a good time. We like to have fun here. We like to chill. We like to relax. I'm always very excited to relax. I think it would be fun. We could do some plucking. If we do plucking, if we pluck some things away. I wanted to get some tweezers. I forgot to get tweezers, but I think doing some plucking. Oh, you like the which one did you like? Did you like the? Or did you like the? Oh, doing like this. That one. Yeah, I like that one. That one's like I said, that's one that always gets me. That always tingles my brain when I hear like, especially it comes and you're not expecting it. I like it the most when it's when it just comes out of nowhere, because it's like takes you off guard and really like makes you think about it and commands your attention. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and another one that I like is plucking. Is plucking when you pluck something away. And one thing I like to pluck away is I like to pluck away stress on people. It's like little stress pustules that you have. That's a very gross word. We'll call them nuggets. We'll call them stress nuggets that you have. You can pluck them away. So if you don't mind, what I'll do is I'll pluck those out. I'll find the little stress nuggets that you have, and I will pluck them out for you. So if you don't mind, I will grab one right here, and I will find one over here, because they're delicious nuggets that they have. And actually tastes very good to me. It tastes very good to me. I don't know why. I don't know why you've kept it for so long. I don't know why you've kept all that stress on you for so long, because it's not. It just tastes so good. I don't know how someone else hasn't grabbed it off of you. So, it's just something you can do. You can grab it. You can grab it off of people. You can grab it. It's very good. It's very good when that happens. Grab it over here. Gonna grab this one. Gonna grab this one right here. Gonna grab this one right here. I'm gonna grab it. I'll grab this one right here. Very good. That was a very good one. I like that one a lot. That was a very good one, and I liked it a lot. It's good. I liked it. It's good. I liked it. Good. I liked it. Good. I liked it. Good. I liked it. Good. Good. I liked it. Good. I liked it. It was very nice. It was very nice. It was very good. It was very nice. Very nice and very good. Very nice and very good. I thought that about that. So, I think that doing that, doing a lot of those things, doing the plucking. A lot of people do that, and they also do like flicking. They flick in front of the camera. They go and they flick, and it kind of like creates that feeling like where you kind of want to flinch, but you know that there's a screen in front of you. You know, when you want to flinch because someone flinch because someone is flicking. They flick and they're flicking, but you know that there's nothing there. You know that actually there's nothing there, and it's okay, and you're safe, and you're okay, and everything's all right, because even though it's flicking and it's flicking and it's flicking, you're okay. You know, you've got a screen protecting you, a screen protector, much like you'd have on your phone. That protector is on your face. It's protecting you, and you're safe. You're safe from all of that happening. You're safe from all of that because you're right here, and it is protecting. You know, so that's a lot. That's a lot of there. That's good. It's good to know. It's good to know that you're safe. It's good to know that you're safe and you're protected. And I'll ask you, Shopla, I'll ask you, it's about 5 in the morning where you are. Is that usually past when you want to go to bed, or are you trying to get into the sleep mindset right now? Where's your mind at? What is your heart's desire for you and for your situation? You know, Sam. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I will try to remember that, Shopla. I sometimes make notes, but I also have a terrible memory. Oh, you woke up because you couldn't sleep. Okay. You came on here. Alright, yeah, I see. So, are you trying to go back to sleep? Are you trying to find, maybe tire yourself out a little bit? That way you can feel like you can go back to sleep. Because I'll say, I wake up a lot. I wake up a lot during the night, and I'll have trouble going back to sleep. So, I might have some tips. I have some tips that could help you. Oh, 3 hours. Whew. It is pretty. Yeah, I can understand that. It might be pointless. shit. I tried to go to bed at 3 a.m., but now it's 5. What happened? And so a lot of the time, if I'm thinking it, if I'm in my right head, when I'm go to bed at 3, I'll try to take a melatonin around then, so I'll fall asleep around then. And because I'm in California, I usually do these streams late at night because it's like I'm definitely going to be awake, and hopefully for other people earlier, who are on the East Coast, in Central, that they're going to be able to go to bed at their normal times because I'm here around that time for them. Because I think by the time it's 12, by the time the stream is over, it'll be 3 a.m. on the East Coast, and of course already 5 a.m. in the UK where you are, Shopla. Sorry, Sam. My apologies. See, there it is again. I always forget. But one thing that I'll do if I wake up, one thing that I'll do is I will actually physically get out of bed like you did. I'll get out of bed for just a little while, and then I'll go back to bed at a certain point. And then I'll make sure that even if I'm not asleep, that I'm actually just in the bed. That way, if I fall asleep, if I feel tired, that I could just go to sleep and it'll happen, right? If I get up and I feel like if I go and sit at my computer, a lot of the time I'm just up after that, and it's like, oh well, I guess that's the only sleep I got today. So that tends to be less useful for me. But I will say that that doing things that make you feel tired can help. Earlier, I was suggesting that tracking like a finger with your eyes is a pretty good thing to do because it can tire your eyes out. So, if you want to, I can do that. I can do a little bit more finger tracing, where you follow my finger around, as it goes from side to side. So you'd want to make sure that the screen is nice and big in your purview, that it's big, and then you'd want to take your eyes, focus them directly on my finger, and you'd want to, just like you're at an eye exam, you'd want to follow it up when I go up, and down when I go down, then up to the center, and then to the right, or the left, depending on how this is flipped around, and then to the left, to one direction, and then to the other direction. I won't say which direction. To the down, to the up, to the down, to the direction, to up. Now in a circle. Now, one thing I want to ask is, if anyone watching is photosensitive, I can not do a light here, but I have a little flashlight that I could put. But I want to make sure that there's nobody who's photosensitive, so I'm definitely going to give that a second for anyone to answer in case they are photosensitive, because some people like the light flashing. That's a good visual trigger for them. But if they are, if anyone's photosensitive, I will not do that because that's more important. But that tends to be a good one. That's one that I kind of like. I actually like when people do like a little flashlight that they have. Okay. So far, I think we're okay for the lights. Okay. So I'll say, for anybody who's watching the VOD, if you're watching the VOD after this, make sure this is gonna be a light that's gonna come on. All right, here we go. There it is. So, one thing we could do with this is you could do the same thing that you were doing with the finger. You could do the same thing. So you can follow the light around. You can follow the light around with your eyes. Just go up. Go over here. We go down. I believe that was below the camera, I think. Going around here. It's like a flashlight that you'd have if it was dark out. around, and he would use it to see. And in fact, that is what this is for. I'm merely using it for an unintended purpose. Right now, you have different things you can do with it. Go up, you can go down. Yeah, I figured that the mic was the bottom. That is how I set it up. So, that's a tough thing, is trying to gauge exactly where the camera starts and stops, but I think I'm doing okay. Goes in front. It does a big flash. So I think it depends. It depends on whether you like this better than the finger. But I think having the big light, staring at the light, I don't know. I don't know why I like that. For me, I think it's like when you see like Christmas lights. When you see Christmas lights. Or any kind of holiday lights that are up. Sometimes people have lights for Halloween even. I like looking at those and just like the little bright lights, the little speckles of brightness that are in there. They tickle different parts of my brain. And I think that's pretty good. It's pretty good when that happens. Brush the camera a little bit. Yeah, so now we can go to figure 8 here. And so okay, good. Okay. nice sound. The sound that's happening here. There's no sound. Bike sound. Camera sound. I guess you could have two brushes. You could have two brushes at the same time and you could make it happen. I'm good, Toon Squad. How are you? How are you doing? It's cool. I like seeing the little gems behind the people, the VIPs. The people who get to go behind the velvet curtains. It's very fun. I don't know what benefits that affords you, but it's fun to look at and be like, oh, yo, yeah, you're special for sure. Yeah, you got the gems. You got the gems. You got the power. How are you doing, Toon Squad? You're relaxed. You're relaxing. Where are you on your journey? Your journey to Nighttime Town. Nighty Night City, as they call it. I don't know, I feel like it is a journey sometimes. A lot of the time I have like a routine that I go through. I have like a routine of things that I'll do where I don't always like start the routine early enough, but if I don't do the routine I can't go to bed. Quite literally sometimes, because there are things that I need to do before I go to sleep. Like, you know, brushing your teeth. Make sure you brush those teeth, right? But you know, I also have a thing where it's like, oh, I've got to go and I've got to make coffee because we have iced coffee in the morning. So you want to go and you want to refrigerate it. So it's like, okay, you know, brushing the teeth, making the iced coffee, you know, doing the skincare. You know, I know I'm a guy, but I do skincare because you're worth it. You can do skincare if you're a guy. Don't let anybody tell you you can. Because you should. You probably should be doing skincare of some kind. Even if it's just moisturizing your face. You know, but gotta do that. Gotta do all these things together. And so it's like if you don't start on that journey, you can't end that journey. Yeah, I mean it tends to be a big barrier where I'm like, ugh, I've got to start doing all this shit. Really? It's pretty annoying sometimes. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what else. Oh, right. I have to make sure that I take the brain medicine that I take. The brain medicine, and if it's late, then the melatonin too. Because that's always a thing too. It's like, you know, if you don't take it at the same time, your brain won't remember if you took it or not, and that's not good because you have to remember. You know, I don't have one of those pill sorters. I should have one of those, but you know, if you like, whenever I'm waking up, I'll take the thing to wake up. When I'm going to bed, I'll take the one to go to bed before I get into bed. So it's part of the routine, right? It's part of the routine that you have before you go to bed. So you have this checklist that you go. I have this checklist of things that I have to do. And you have to check everything off. Go check. Did I do this yet? 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 Check. It's like, yes, I did that thing. Yes, I did that thing. Yes, I did that thing. And then you can go to bed. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes you just like, you just want to be like, fuck it, I'm not doing any of this shit. But some of that stuff you gotta do. Some of that stuff you gotta do because you gotta have your brain medicine. You don't have your brain medicine, the brain goes bad. It goes poo brain. You don't want poo brain. That is if you take any medicine. If you don't take any medicine, count yourself lucky. Because sometimes it's a pain in the ass. Especially if it's suppository. Little medical humor there. So, I think that going to bed is a journey. It's a journey that you have to go on. meditation, if they do ASMR to relax, whatever people do to relax. Sometimes people read a book, sometimes people read, and where that fits in, I feel like is different for people too. Some people do it before they start on all that other stuff. Some people do it while they're in bed. Some people are like, no. This in bed is for sleeping, only for sleeping. If I do anything else in bed, I am a criminal. You lock me up. I'm not that strict. I'm not that strict. I'll do all kinds of things in bed. I'll do, like, listen to stuff on your phone and the headphones in. Right, I find that to be relaxing. When you're just in bed, you got your headphones on, listening to perhaps ASMR, even. It can help you when you're on the end of your journey of relaxation. Or sometimes before I'm going to bed, you can do something relaxing. So you're like while you're still at the computer, you can do something, and that is relaxing. So it tricks your mind into being like, okay, now it's time to start all that other shit. Okay, let's go. And I'm not sure which one's better. I don't know. Maybe both is good. Maybe both. I don't know if you have any strategies that you use. Can let me know. I'm not always so great at this either. Hello, Dylan Fisher 91. How are you, Dylan Fisher 91? I'm doing fine. I was just talking about my nighttime routine, my nighttime fun. We all like to have nighttime fun. I don't know. Do other people, do you people, you people, do you folks, do you find people in the chat think about your nighttime routine? Is that something that you like carry in your head and you do consciously, or is it something that just kind of happens to you? You just kind of like go through the motions and you're like, I don't know, now I'm in bed. I don't know what happened, now I'm in bed. Because for me, it's always something that's like constantly on my mind, and I never know if that's an autism thing. I never know. It's like, oh, is it because my brain likes to order things and do like a specific pattern and schedule and keep to that? Is it because of that I have a nighttime schedule, or is that everybody? I don't know. Like, I definitely used to be very specific about things, like where it's like when you get home from school, you gotta do this and you've got to do that, and it's got to be in the right order. Otherwise, it's no good. It's no good, and I'll get mad. I won't get mad. I never have been a bad kind of person, but I will cry. Oh, don't test me. I will cry. I'll cry like a motherfucker. Yeah. Drop of a hat. Because let's say I was a little bit unmedicated as a child. Crying was very easy when you do not have depression medication. Maybe a little bit more than you should. Maybe a little bit more. You won't think about your nighttime routine, or you won't cry. Both are different, I guess. Different. You put a crying emoji. That's why I thought maybe you were talking about the crying. I think actually before I was on my current medication that I'm on, I did literally cry every single day because my depression was getting pretty bad. Oh, you won't cry? Is like ever? You won't ever cry? Do you not get sad, or is it like psychiatrist, and they were like, oh yeah, you don't want to be crying every day. That's not normal. Crying sometimes is good, but you want to moderate your quantity of crying. So now I think I'm at a pretty happy crying medium where it's only sometimes that I'll cry, not every single day. But if you're not crying at all, that's also interesting. It's also interesting, something it's worth bringing up. Hello, Sam. We're talking about crying. Do you cry a lot, Sam? Actually, wait, Sam, you said that you are autistic, so this is a good question for you. I was also talking about. Oh, okay. Well, I think. Okay, so let me finish the question for Sam, and then I'll address what you said, Andromeda. Sam, my question for you is if you have a nighttime routine, because I was talking about how I have a nighttime routine, a schedule that I stick to, little like actions that I do in specific order, and I have to do them in that order. And I was going to ask if you do that too, because I was wondering if that was an autism thing. Thank you very much for following KidShiny14. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And for Andromeda, I think that it is terrible that you got your heart broken. But I do think it is good that it's good to cry when you were feeling sad, because that actually is a catharsis, right? It's a catharsis where you got those feelings out, And so I think that's actually a really good thing. Are you like, did you stop crying after that? Did you like cry for a little while at everything, and then you stopped completely, or was it like now you just cry less than usual? The bed thing, I was talking about that with my partner, that you can't sleep in beds that are not your own. We were talking about like hotels and motel beds. A lot of people say that hotel beds are comfortable, and I think maybe they are, but for me, I've never been able to sleep well in a hotel room because it's not the bed that I'm used to, and sleeping in it feels like I'm sleeping on just a pile of bricks, no matter how comfortable it is. I have to imagine that is certainly an autism thing, because my partner was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I love sleeping in hotel beds. They're very comfortable. So that's probably one of those things. That's part of that's for autism. That's always a part of it. It's like you always second guess which things are related to autism and which things are just people, because nobody gives you a manual for that stuff. And so it's interesting when I talk to other people who are autistic, because sometimes you can like connect, and you'll be like, do you have this really specific thing? Oh, you do? Okay, then that's probably one of the things. That's probably an autism thing. So I always light up anytime I see that. I'm like, oh wait, that's me too. So I think that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Structure is important. Like, I remember my stepdad, my mom and my stepdad got married when I was like 2 or 3, about the time that I was diagnosed with autism. And he had told me this memory that he had. He told me this memory that he had of me as a little kid, playing on a mat. I was playing on a mat with trains, like little toy trains on a mat. It was one of those mats that has like the railroad on it. It's a very cool mat. We had that for a while. It has like little railways on it that go around, and they go around, and you can like move a train around on it. And he said, what he told me is that when he was just getting to know me, he wanted to play with me on this train mat, right? it's so funny because obviously it's like it's not important, right? But yeah, it's that was just such a funny memory that always stuck with him because he was like, oh, I'm like a father figure here. I'm trying to be a father figure, and you know, and that just totally like that shook him. It shook him. I was a little child, and I shook him completely by getting mad over a train. To the point that he remembered it and told me about it 30 years later. Wow. It was like recently that he told me about that. He was like, finally, now I feel like it's okay. We can divulge this information. I know. That's why I keep turning because I read the chat on the monitor. Usually I'll have, like, the camera's in a different place than usual because it's behind this. Usually it's behind the green screen, but because I wanted to do visual triggers, I wanted the full range of motion. So we're not using the green screen. And I thought it would be classier if I put it in front of these blinds here. But usually my monitor's right below the camera, so it's not as obvious. But now I have a little monitor over here that I'm looking at. So I'm looking over here, and that's where I read the chat. So that's why I'll look away. It's not because I don't like you. I love all of you. I love all of you. Oh, hello. I'm the Hellboy. It's me. I have two. But one of them is an iPad. So I have a screen. I have this computer screen, which is at my desk, and I have on a little arm. I got like this nice, like a little like arm that will, like, you can adjust it and point an iPad around because I don't have a second monitor. And so I read the chat on my iPad because it's pretty close because I don't have to read way far away. Yeah, having the one monitor life is difficult because I can't afford a second monitor, because I was like, listen, I could buy a second monitor or I could buy a good graphics card, and I don't have enough space on my desk for a second monitor, so why don't we just make this an easy decision? So that's what I did. So, but that's what I did, actually. So I did not duct tape my phone to the wall. I have a little arm. I have a little arm that I can adjust, so it's better than having a duct tape to the wall. Because I have like a program that will show me the chat on like an iPad. That I have an iPad Mini that's like very old. I have like a 7-year-old original iPad Mini or whatever, and it just says what the chat is, and that's very nice. You know, who needs a second monitor? Who needs it? It's crazy the amount of stuff you need, you know, when you're doing a stream, you know, because you wanna be able to have everything around. Oh yeah, there's a big boomer iPad. Actually, my parents are boomers because I'm of the generation where millennial, so my parents are boomers because that's how it works out. And my aunt is also in the same generation, and she has literally like the biggest, chunkiest iPad with the biggest, chunkiest like cover on top of it, and like it's like filled with 500 apps, and I look at it and it freaks me out. Yeah, your parents are boomers too. Yeah, it's the boomer generation of parenting, right? Like they're here. I don't know when Gen X is going to be the primary parents, but I assume that'll happen at some point. Maybe they're still raising their kids. Oh, okay. So Sam Shopla says that he can't stand new people, adults. I'm okay with new people. The thing is, for me, is that if I meet a new person, that it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot of my energy. It saps me of my energy. Like, I'll be, like, if you think about it, like in some sort of game term, it's like, I'll use all of my energy points for the day meeting a new person. I'll be like, I got through that, but fuck, you know. But if it's someone who like really is gets my ire up, then that's that's it. Then I'm not going. Hello, Elma Pochin. How are you today? So glad you could join, Elma Pochin. I don't know why. I just like saying your name. It's just very nice. It has a nice rhythm to it, Elma Pochin. I'm doing well. We're actually having a pretty fun conversation. I'm worried that I've stopped doing enough ASMR. So if anyone is like, hey, give me the tingles, like just let me know and I will do more. Grisoli, hello, how are you? How are you? I'm doing some extra to make up for that I was just talking too much. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. I was just saying how meeting new people in person can be very draining for me. But I find that meeting all of you here and talking with you when you show up, it has kind of the opposite effect. It fills me with a lot of energy. And I don't know if part of it's because it's just text, because that's very different for me. For me, when I see text, it's way different than seeing a human being, for a number of reasons. But I think a lot of that, it really fills up my heart, and it makes me feel good. It brightens my day when I see people coming in and chatting with me here. And I think maybe it is because it's like when I see people in person, a lot of it is like there's so many things you have to do. There's so many different like avenues that you have to worry about. You have to worry about eye contact. And it's like, okay, make sure you're looking at them, but not too much. No, look at them, no, but not too much. No, don't be creepy, but like make sure you're looking at them. And and it's like you have to make sure that like you're smiling. You're like, and a lot of that is that learned behavior. That ABA, that stuff where it's like you have to like put on these airs of being a normal human being. That at least maybe in this room, in this ASMR environment, I feel like it's fine because it's like I'm over here and I'm doing like finger motions, so it's like any semblance of me being a normal person is kind of gone out the window, so you don't even have to worry about that, right? It's just like, I don't make eye contact with who? With the camera. Well, yeah, I tried to make eye contact with the camera because sometimes that helps when you have like a direct eye contact, but sometimes I'll forget that too. But that's not so bad. Not so bad. Do like one of these. Pulling the rope. I'm Mr. Mime pulling the rope towards me. No, I'm Mr. Mime with the. I saw that one thing that people like is when you put like objects. You put objects that people have to focus up, like really in front of the camera. So I have one right here. His name is Charizard. Hello. Charizard. It's actually a figurine that I've had since childhood. It's a childhood figurine that my parents sent me like a couple years ago. They said, "Do you remember when you had this little Charizard that you had? You love this little Charizard," and I'm just so happy that he survived all these years. This like little tiny figurine, plastic. He has like really nice details on it. He's beautiful. He's my beautiful boy Charizard. He's got that flame tail. Look at this flame. It's like an eternal lump, just a little like ice cream cone of a fire flame. It's like Charizard. So there you go. If anyone has the close-up object trigger, if you've had that bingo card, of that gives you a tingle, then there you go. Of course, a lot less personal than the nice rock that my mom painted. The nice rock that my mom painted that says "You are loved." I don't know if you know if this is backwards or not, but this is also, it's a nice little object that I have that is more sentimental, right? Where it's just this like nice cute thing that my mom painted me. 2017. Because 2017, that was a tough year. People say 2020. You can tell me a thought. You can tell me anything greasily. You can tell me what's on your mind. Tell me how you feel. And 2017, not a good year. A lot of people say 2020 was not great. It's not, but things have been not great for a long time. Hey, Childish Chunk, I'm glad you've chilled out here too. I really feel I'm glad you picked me out. And don't worry about talking. You don't have to talk. If you're chilling out, if you're zoning out, that's fine, fan-fucking-tastic to me. I am so happy for that, you know. Someone falls asleep, I'm like, hell yeah, fall asleep. Feel like $100 baby. Well, be careful, because if you get too many other dollars, you'll become $1 million baby, and that is... Okay, plastic is made by petroleum. Okay, I think so. Like you're asking, like, I don't think you're asking a personal fact, right? You're asking like a fact, not a personal opinion. I think that plastic is made by petroleum. Probably. I think I'm gonna say that I'm not a genius on this. I've not researched the subject enough to know, but I believe that it is one of the byproducts that come when you process petroleum. I don't know if all plastic is like that. I think there are other polymers, but Childish Chunk, I'm sorry you're having one of those days. Sorry about that, bud. I think that if you don't want to talk about that, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes just having that stress, holding on to that is not good, you know. And you want to talk about that at some point with somebody, but it doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be now. It's probably best that it is with, you know, someone you love, a therapist, somebody like that. And it is good that you talk about it, but it doesn't have to be right now. Right now, you can just let it wash over you. You can just let those feelings of grief for whatever happened, for whatever you went through. You can let that happen to you. You know, but don't worry about it. You just chill out, because I think right after something like that happens, something big, you're just in shock. You know, so just accept that you're a little bit in shock, and accept that petroleum is generated by death animals, by dinosaurs. I agree. I think it was death animal dinosaurs, as far as I know. And I realize, greasily, if you are telling me that I am canceled for having a Charizard, that's fair. I will be canceled for that. I'm okay. Oh yeah, plastic. Right, plastic toy dinosaurs are like real dinosaurs. Interesting. It's the circle of life. The circle of life is that you take the dead dinosaurs, you turn them into petroleum. Then you take the petroleum, you turn it into plastic. Then you take the plastic and you turn it into Charizard. Yes. I think that it all came from the dinosaurs. I'm not positive, or if that's just like kind of the story that we've been told as we're growing up to help us learn what it was all about. I think maybe it's like a lot of any kind of organic matter. I don't think it was specifically just dinosaurs. It might have been like, you know, the woolly mammoths, and it might have been like the protozoic creatures that have died as well. I'm not sure how far back we have to go to get to petroleum. But I do think that's why it's considered like an unrenewable resource, right? Because it's just the animals and things that have died a long time ago, and it's not like anything that like reproduces itself, like water, for instance. Well, I mean, there's also like with water that like you can pollute the water and then it will not be renewable, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, it's very relaxing stuff to talk about for sure. Oh yeah, dead dinosaurs all around. Dead dinosaurs. Dead dinosaurs. controversial opinion to have, that dinosaurs are cool. But I remember being like having a lot of like dinosaur toys and a lot of dinosaur like books that I would read, and I would like read about like all like the different types of dinosaurs. Like I'd be like, oh wow. Well, thank you for following, Lucia Vasquez. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Hell Zone. Oh, and thank you, Childish Chunk, for following too. That's great. Dino nuggies and dinosaurs. Yeah. Yes. That I'm positive. I'm positive that when you're driving, you burn the dinosaurs. That part is indisputable. Fossil fuels, right? That's why they're called fossil fuels, right? Because they come from the fossils. They come from the dinos, the dino thunder. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's probably good that we like wean ourselves off that as quick as possible. I would say probably right away. I would say probably we want to switch to any kind of renewable resources very quickly before we run the fuck out. Yeah. Hey, Chunks, you relax and you chill out because you deserve it. You know, I think you deserve some time to relax and to process. Okay, don't dwell on those thoughts. If you're thinking about what happened, try not to dwell on it too much, because what happened, maybe you have to deal with it still. It's for tomorrow. You just close your eyes. You don't worry about it. Don't dwell on those thoughts, because you're not going to be able to do anything about it in your head. Okay, so you take those thoughts and you set them aside for now, and you relax. Just relax, because that's what you deserve. You deserve that. Everybody watching deserves to relax, of course, but especially Childish Chunks. He gets 1 extra point of relaxation. Sorry, they got 1 more point. Sometimes I just assume people's pronouns. I apologize. I actually do try to, when people tell me in the chat, I try to write it down so I can remember. I try to write down all this information on you fine people to make sure I don't forget a lot of these things, because that's a problem that I have. I have a problem where like a lot of information that I'm told, I'll just forget it. I'll just forget it right away, and then I'll worry about it. I'll worry that I forgot it. But I find that writing things down allows me to forget. It allows me to feel okay about forgetting. My partner was having a lot of trouble with some thoughts that were going on in their mind, and my advice was to just write it down. Just write those thoughts down. Anything you're feeling, anything you think you have to remember, write it down, and then set it aside and say, well, that's for tomorrow me to figure out. Fuck it. I'm done with this right now. And that's okay, because that allows you to forget that, and it's really good. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be like, okay, I wrote this down, no matter what it is. Okay, you want to ask for a request? I know I got 4 followers. That's amazing. That's great. It's very cool. I'm really grateful for that. I think I probably would be able to do more of the VIP status when I get more. I don't know. They have this weird tiered thing, but anyway, that's not important. What is important is that Chunks has a trigger request. Was it a trigger request? If you have a trigger request, if anyone has a specific trigger request, you are totally welcome to give me one. I will do anything within my power to trigger. And that goes to everybody. Oh, yeah, the affiliation. Yeah, so the affiliation thing, I have, I'm pretty close to that. I'm pretty close to that. I think, idea that I have of a remembrance is a thing in Bayonetta where you had like weird memories happen. I think it was like a remembrance of fate or something like that. Okay, I mean, if you want to tell me, like, you know, whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever you're interested in, I would like to know what a remembrance is, though, because I'm just not familiar with the term. If I could whisper it to hell, I could be like kind of like you know, like how you see like on those channels with like the preachers who are like, oh, you have this paralysis, you got the paralysis, oh, be gone, paralysis be gone, paralysis be gone, and then like one of those guys, one of the TV evangelists. Oh, what is that? What is that one? Are you a sleepy bee? Is that a sleepy bee that you put in the chat? Sorry, I had to be like an old man and go like, what is that over there? But my iPad is very small. Looks like a sleepy bee. It's cute. Yo, sleepy bee. Little sleepy bee buzzing around. That's the bee. It's the bee. It's buzzing, but it's also like a kitty cat. You know, oh, satisfied bee. Oh boy. Okay, let's go through. I want to pay attention to this. Hold on. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that, Chunks. That's a hard thing to go through. It's a really hard thing to go through. I want you to know, Chunks, that first of all, Chunks, you are loved. I know that your real name isn't Chunks, but know that you are loved no matter what name you go by. That you are loved and it's okay. And that this is a very sad thing. It's a very sad event, and it can create a lot of emotions. A lot of side emotions, even among the just not being sad that it happened to you, not being sad that it happened to your friend. It could be oh, you know. A trace for you. Okay, so would you want me to trace the words? Okay, I think you want me to trace like the words that are going on. So I think if I do it like, I think I have to do it backwards, right? Do I have to do it backwards like this? R-I-P, like that. Is that how it would go? I think that's correct. That's how it would go. Okay, I can do that. I can do that for you. I can definitely do that for you. So let me do that. So we're gonna say R.I.P. Callum. Okay. So make sure everybody follows my finger. And when you're following my finger, you can say it too. We can say R.I.P. Callum. R. Right here. R.I.P. C. A. L. L. U. M. R.I.P. Callum. And I also want to say, Chunks, that if you're feeling depressed, please talk to someone. Please talk to a hotline. If you're feeling suicidal, sometimes they'll talk. Sometimes you just want to talk. That's okay. It can be any hour of the day. If you have family, please talk it's okay. It's okay to put those behind us because you're safe. You're safe right now, and you are okay. It can be really easy to think that everything's thrown up in the air when something big like this happens. You know, I was in a car accident a couple years ago, and it took me a while to be okay after that because, you know, nobody was hurt. Thankfully, nobody was hurt because it was a pretty small car accident. But you know, you still have that trauma. You still carry that around, the trauma today. You know, and nobody even got hurt from that. You know, you really don't always know how much these things are going to affect you. So make sure that when they come up, when you have these thoughts in your head, recognize that they're there, recognize that they're here, and do something about them when it's time to do something about them. When you can do something useful, right? If you can't get rid of those thoughts, that's what the hotlines are for. And if you have those thoughts when you're trying to sleep, that's when you say, okay, this is here, this thought's here, and I'm gonna put it to the side for tonight. I'm gonna put it to the side for tonight, and I'm gonna relax. And I'm just gonna think about just peace and relaxing. You know, that's when meditating is good. That's when maybe listening to videos like this is good, right? It can be really important to take that time. And, you know, that's... Sorry to add all that extra that you didn't ask for on there, but you know, I always think it's important. It's important to get that out there and talk about it. You know, a lot of people will shy away from that, but it's something that I've had to deal with, you know, in my life and all the time. And now for everybody, I want to do a special treat of pouring water. Here we go. A nice relaxing water pour. So one difficulty or benefit, I would say, to being in this direction, and not having access to my computer screen over there is I have no idea what time it is. It could be way late, but I think it's only like 10, so I think we're fine on time. I think we're pretty good. I think I was gonna go till about midnight here, so about 2 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes. So I want to say that if anyone has any additional trigger requests, things that they would like to help them relax, to help them tingle, anything that would make them feel peaceful before bed, while they're in their relaxation time, you are more than welcome to let me know, and I would be happy to do those for you. I think okay, yeah, you relax and close your eyes. You deserve that. You've earned that by getting through the day. You've earned relaxation. And I think I'm going to do some more hand movements, and I'm going to do some more mouth sounds with that. I'm going to rain down. if you all like hearing the ocean sounds, but sometimes water bottle sounds remind me of ocean sounds. Ocean sounds are very relaxing to me too. So I have lots of books. I have lots of books over on the bookshelf over there. I do have a lot of things in the way. I have a lot of things in the way currently to get to it. I can try to finagle my way out of there. Finagle. 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 I wonder whose trigger word that is. Finagle. Someone's gonna be like, thank you. Thank you, that was the one. That was the one, Dan. That was the one that I needed. The one to make me tingle was finagle. Finagle. So I'm gonna try to go grab, actually, okay, this will be funny. This will be a little bit funny. Sorry for making a sound. I apologize. Okay, so I was talking earlier about how I got a new graphics card that I was very excited for, and we wanted a box tap, a book tap was requested, but I thought it would be funny to do a GeForce RTX 3060 Ti box tap. Because I was doing, I did like just a dumb 2-minute, like unboxing that was secretly also an ASMR video. Andromeda. Have a good night. I will see you when I next see you. Well, thank you for following KK Roads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that pattern 4 times. Okay, I'm going to do that pattern 4 times. Doing the pattern 4 times. I'm going to do the pattern 4 times. And then at some point, break it. Nice. Good job getting a milkshake. What flavor? When I broke the pattern, did you notice? It was very subtle. Vanilla's a good flavor. I know a lot of people use it as as a synonym for just being bland, but I think vanilla is actually quite a good. It's a good bean. I like that bean. It's a nice flavor that has in that bean. Sometimes a chocolate milkshake is too rich designing such a well-made box. It was worth the $400 just for this box. Oh, that's just the algorithm. That's how it works. The algorithm giveth and the algorithm taketh away. And mostly taketh away, if I'm being honest. I have a YouTube channel, and I put up a bunch of different things. You know, and I'll always put up the ASMR, and when people watch the ASMR, they always enjoy it. They enjoy it a lot. But no matter what I've done, no matter how much effort I put into my content, the video that has the most views was like a 2-minute video that I did of a tip for people who got stuck in bug snacks. The YouTube, I don't know how to link it in the chat because I guess I'm new to Twitch and I don't know all the different things and I don't have my keyboard on me. But the YouTube is on my page. On my page, I have a very poorly designed, kind of on purpose, list of things. But the YouTube is in the links. It's in the links. I did a fun Cyberpunk 2077 stream on Wednesday, where I dressed as Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand. That was pretty fun. If you watch that, you can see how long my hair actually is. But yeah, the bug snacks video. Oh, nice. Cool. Very cool. Did you know that they won't even let people make their own URL for YouTube anymore? Like, you used to be able to just be like, hey, I want to be youtube.com/HELLZONE.CLUB. But now they're like, no, you get it. You get an arbitrary number of strings and letters. That's all you get. Ha ha ha. Until you have 250,000 views a month. Then you get an URL. Hey, you're taking a sip of an energy drink. Probably not going to help you sleep. If you're trying to sleep. My 2 cents on that. I'm having a good time tapping this box. I don't know why. Oh wow, I have a 3-year warranty from the video. Wow. Thank you. But so nice. That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. I get that. Sometimes relaxing is the best thing you can do. And that's okay. Spray bottle I do not have, actually. I don't have a spray bottle. The only spray bottles I have are filled with cleaning fluids, and I don't want to spray cleaning fluids everywhere. Sorry about that. If this is the most expensive thing I've probably ever bought. This box. Appreciate that. Chumbawamba. I don't know why I just said the name of the band Chumbawamba. I don't have my keyboard. I would have to kind of move to get my keyboard. Suddy and sweet. Suddy and sweet. Okay, I can do that. But Shoplip, my YouTube is on my Twitch page. I don't know how to link it in chat without getting my keyboard, which is pretty far over there. But you can find it on my YouTube page, and then I think it's on the sidebar of the links, and it's also on the little modules that they have there. Okay, but I will do the trace as well. I'll do this trace of Suddy and Sweet without the and a 2-second gap. Okay. All right, here we go. So follow my finger. I'm going to do this. So we're going to go S U T T Y S E E T. That's it. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. So it would be a lot easier. It would be way easier if I could pick that. If I could pick what that was instead of just a random number of letters, both capital and uncapitalized. But YouTube won't let me. They used to, but trace that. I'm gonna trace that series. So if you'd like to go to my YouTube channel, it is youtube.com/channel/UCO lowercase e, lowercase p, lowercase b, lowercase e, lowercase k, capital O, 6, capital W, capital R, H, C, F, O, G, J, 9, H, 9, lowercase y, D, Q. Okay, do you have that memorized? Got it memorized. Okay, the Outlast video. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. That was very fun to do. Not ASMR, obviously, but it was fun. And hello, Zyrens. I'm sorry, I had to spell out my YouTube channel, and it takes so long to do that. There's vomit on my sweater. There certainly is. Actually, that's why it's green. It used to be a white sweater, but I vomited on it constantly, and now it is just entirely green. And I think just for you, I want to do a special. I'll do a trick. Mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. That's the sound of mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. I like that. I always found that meme to be pretty funny. Oh, thank you for following, Zyrens. Appreciate it. I think to this day, I will always. Do I have any foods that are crunchy? I don't have any foods around me. I do have this water bottle that I could crunch. It's a little bit loud sometimes, but. A lot of people like the crunching and the eating videos, but actually, I could probably do that, but I would have to buy like some carrots in advance. I might do that and buy a bunch of carrots and then eat a bunch of carrots. I would just have to make sure I wouldn't die by eating a ton of carrots. Maybe I'll just eat it like Cookie Monster, where they just like fall in my mouth and it's really gross. Maybe people would like that. Is this loud? I'm worried that this is loud. Oh, I can sip water. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I probably should be doing that anyway. That's how I normally sip water. Every time you can check the tapes. That's how I sip water. I'll do it like that. I'll do it like with it. Do it like this one. Like this when I go. Yummy. I think towards the end of the cyberpunk stream, I was doing a lot of mic brushing like this. I was doing mic brushing. And people were like, hey, what if you did that? What if you did that mic brushing? What if you did that with your beard? And I was like, with my beard? Challenge accepted. So then I did it like this, and I went. And I don't know, it's very silly. right to hear, Sids. What game are you playing on this eve? On this eve, or perhaps daytime, depending on where you are on the sun's rotation, on the sun's rotational axis. It could be anywhere. It could be daytime. It could be CS:GO. Oh, I love computer science, geometry, options. No, I'm just kidding. I know what CS:GO is. That's been around. It's been around for some time. You must be an old school gamer. You must be from the old school, the oldest school there is. The school of hard knocks. The school of modem connections. Oh yeah. Getting knives only, baby. Knives only. Pop pop. Popping in some level lord, level lord, level lord, level lord, level lord, level lord. I'm sure that tracks, right? Like you probably played on those like level lord, the big ones, the big places with like where you're little tiny boy in the big area, little tiny boy in the big area. Those are always fun. I always liked that. had an ASMR channel, it would probably be like that. Probably be a little bit like that. Where it'd be like, but that being said, if I end up casting an enchantment on you, or a hex, or a curse, I'm not liable for that, okay? You may have a curse upon you by the time I'm done, and that is not on me, okay? Oh, thank you so much for following, D'Amico. Very cool, very cool. 9999. You hit the damage cap. You hit the cool cap. That's a very good idea. Thank you. And now, the pouring. Beautiful, delicious. Oh yeah, you gotta get that pouring skill. Gotta get the pouring skill just perfect. My pouring skill comes from the fact that I've just been doing this a couple times. I mean, you know, just gotta listen for the sound, I guess, as you're pouring. Make sure you do it close to the mic. That's my tips. Hello, piano player. Hi. Hi, piano player. How are you doing tonight? Are you a good piano player? I'm sure a lot of people ask you that, but I have to say, I'm quite bad at playing the piano. The only ivory keys I can play are those on my gaming keyboard. Just playing smacking those beautiful WASD That's the only keys I'm good at. Strange choice to go with that screen name if you did not play piano. Are you enjoying? Oh, I'm glad. I was just about to ask you if you were enjoying the fast trigger tinklings. It's interesting that you are a musician who gets the ASMR. I've heard a couple people in this chat, not today, but other people be musicians who are into ASMR. I wonder if there's something to that. If it's something in the audio processing that makes you ASMR recipient. That's the Scatman, right? Yeah, got it. Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the call. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, piano player. Piano's cool. Piano's really cool. I like people who like do like those like cool, like, you know, when they're like, hey, I'm gonna stream some games. I'm gameplay songs. Like, I'm gonna take songs that were like, I'm gonna do the entire Kefka's song, the Dancing Mad, that whole 20-minute long thing, and they're gonna turn that into a musical thing. I think those are pretty cool. Pretty cool when people do that. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like the putting together like a bunch of like you playing all the instruments. That's pretty cool. That's very interesting. And I would only. Oh, hey, J Rod, you're here. Hey, hi, hello, J Rod. There's another autistic fellow who's hanging out here. I don't know if they're still here, but they're in the UK, and they were hanging out, and it is pretty cool. It talked about how there's a thing where we can't sleep in different beds without feeling really weird. Like even if it's a nice hotel bed, how that's like just so weird, and that's like just a strange experience that like makes it uncomfortable, even though the hotel beds are pretty comfortable, supposedly. Anyway, so yeah, so that's totally an ASMR thing. That's totally an ASMR thing, or sorry, autism thing, not an ASMR thing. It's totally an autism thing because I mean it's got to be right. Three in a row. If three out of 10 autistic people agree, hotel beds not comfortable. Anyway, are you, Tamiko, when you're saying the guy was doing it was crazy, like he was touching your ears, was he actually going out and grabbing them like this? Was he going out like this and grabbing your ears, or was it just because he was going so fast and so furious? Tokyo Drift. Was he going fast and furious Tokyo Drift, and it was making you feel like he was touching your ears in that way? Oh, you're a musician. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What instrument do you play? Calavar. What instrument do you play? Do you play a guitar? Do you play a piano? Do you play the drums? There you go. So it's, guitar, bass, and vocal. Wow. That's pretty cool to do all those all together. I'm assuming you don't play guitar and bass at the same time unless you're like some super crazy, awesome, three-handed man, but, that's really awesome to hear. I'm always jealous of people who can play instruments. My brain never worked that way. My brain can't process the notes. We all have things we're good at. We all have things we're Oh, J-Rob, that is so smart. The mattress topper, that's smart. It's good thinking. The blankets would still be a bother for me. Of course you're J-Rob, of course you're a VIP. Come on. Of course you are. Yeah. Wow. This is so cool. You folks are so cool. Fire dance. Damn, that's so cool. Oh, the tweezers, yeah, the tweezers, and grabbing the mic. Oh, grabbing the actual mic. Okay, like when they're doing that. I've seen videos of people who they put like little spines, they put like little needles into the mic, and they just pull them out one by one. They pull them out one by one. It was very interesting. That's pretty cool. Wow, very cool to learn about what people do. Always humbling as well, when people come in and they're like, hey, I'm rad at this. Wow, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Baseball's cool too. Baseball is still a pretty intense action that you have to do. I mean, it takes a different skill set for sure than playing an instrument, but I mean, it's also something that I am not good at all. So to be someone who can do baseball, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Rugby too. That's football, right? It's similar, right? Different rule sets, but at least on the same rule. It's where you have to be really physical, and you have to really be getting into a lot of things like that. It's very, very cool, and use a different skill set. Hey, Calavar. That's more like what I'm good at, is playing games personally. I mean, I don't even know if I'm good at that. Maybe the thing I'm good at is just making mouth sounds very fast. Maybe that's the thing that I'm good at. Which, like, so, fun fact about that Calavar, is that Halo 2 didn't come out till I was like, I don't know, like 15 or something, so, for me anyway, I don't know. So, whoops, I'm old, I guess. Okay, that'll do it then. If you're 18, I'm 31, so if we do the math on that, I was, this is me calculating in my head. You can see the numbers appearing. It's like that meme where, like, whatever that actress is, like, thinking really hard about something that's very simple. Oh, thank you. Wow, I look 20. Wow. Tamiko, you know how to flatter someone. Wow. It's I just moisturize, that's all. But speaking of racing games, I think I'm gonna be playing, like, Rocket League for the first time tomorrow. Like, someone who comes into the chat a lot wanted to play Rocket League, so we're gonna play multiplayer all together, and we're gonna do, like, ASMR Rocket League tomorrow. If you like racing games, you could come check that out. On the personal computer, I think there's crossplay, so I think you'll probably play on anything, but I have the one on the Epic Games Store, so I guess if you friend me there, I don't know exactly how it works, but whatever, right? Oh, wow. Hey, listen, if you folks like Rocket League and want to play Rocket League with me as I whisper and do ASMR during it, do ASMR Rocket League, check out the show tomorrow on Monday. It's pretty much at the same time slot. It's a little bit, it's like an hour earlier, but I don't know, that'll be fun, I guess. You're welcome to join in. Everybody's welcome. There's details on our Discord, which there's details in here. You know, you can find it. You can just come back here, whatever, you know. Hey, I don't know how to set those up. I don't know how to set up the exclamation point Discord and exclamation point YouTube. I should probably figure that out. I apologize. I apologize for that. But there is a link. There is a link on the page of the Twitch page of me, the Me Twitch page. don't know. Like, I definitely can't compete with anybody. I'll see you later, Calavar. Thanks for hanging out. But I think that I'm pretty much, my speed is like Mario Kart. Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing. Like, kart racers are about as serious as I can get with racing games, unfortunately. So pretty basic bitch here, I guess. Oh yeah. I've heard that they had that like cops and robbers things in those games, and that seemed like a cool element to that. I think there was like, wasn't there like a racing game that was more like you had to like focus on bashing the other cars out of the way, and that was how you won. It was like kind of a car fighting game that came out a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Oh, thank you so much for following, Christian Actual Viveros. Thank you very much. Welcome to hell. I think that what was it? Oh, there was like an F-Zero type game, like an indie F-Zero that came out that was pretty popular. I don't remember what it was called, but like they were doing the thing with the strips on the ground, where it was like one powered you up and one slowed you down. That was pretty cool. I wish I could remember what it was called. I wish I could remember what that one was called, because that was pretty cool. Yeah, people like that Mad Max that came out. That Mad Max game, which is strange because it's so rare that people like licensed games, but that was apparently a pretty good one. It's good to know that that one tickled your fancy, J-Rod. Wow. Okay, so you went all out with the big guys with the reels. Like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Get like the HOTOS, so you could like track like the track IR thing on your head. Like, really get into it. Really be in the game. You could be like the real EA Sports in the game. That's the sim. That's the sim life right there. I thought Fury Road was such a good movie. Fury Road was so good. I've seen that movie several times. That was a great one. That was so cool. The guy with the guitar, damn. That's the coolest guy. The guy that just like plays guitar as like a battleman. Like, it's a good one. The guy like who hoards water over everybody. Damn. Good movie. Good movie. So yeah, piano player, you seem to be really in on the simulation, because I think that's the big divide, right, between a lot of the people who like racing games is people are like, oh, I like the really sim like, and I like the really arcadey. It's like the sim and the arcadey ones, right? Oh yeah, Fury Road is so good. It's great. It's a great movie. Great movie. What's her name? The girl with like the shaved head. I forget her name, but she was rad. She was very rad. I think she really like it. Oh, they're making a sequel. Hell yeah. Hell yeah to that. Mad Max. Fury or Road. Two Fury, two Roadie. strategy games, RPG games, like JRPG type games, and I kind of like anything that's like really like a cool indie game that's like a good like idea that no one's done before, or like just like a really cool topic for a game, like because I think those are really cool. But I'll play any kind of JRPG junk that comes out. To be honest, Final Fantasy, I'm all about that, even if I'm like, I know this is not going to be great. Sometimes Final Fantasy comes out and it's not great, but I'll love it anyway. Dragon Quest XI, when that came out, damn, that was legitimately great. That was legitimately awesome. And I like Hades. I played Hades for the first time on stream. Okay. I started Control last night. Because I just put in the graphics card. I just put in the new graphics card, and I was like, what do you play? What do you play when you put in the new graphics card that can do ray tracing? You put in Control. Because I couldn't play it before on my computer. So I was like, yeah, Control is so cool. Damn it. Damn. That's like, they've got Twin Peaks. Like, they took all this Twin Peaks energy and then just like shoved it right in there. The janitor, like right from the beginning, I was like so on board with that. That's such a cool game. Like, even it's just aesthetically, I'm not even good at shooting in games. Just damn, Control's great. Y'all, if you can play Control, damn. Wow, fourth playthrough. Do they have like a thing where you can do like oh hey, piano player, good luck at school. I hope that if you're going in person that you can stay safe. Nice to meet you. Very, very nice to meet you. Do they have a thing where like a new game plus? Sorry, that's the word I was thinking about. Oh yeah, you're welcome to stay. Welcome to stay as long as you like. In Control though, do they have a new game plus, or is it like you're just going through the story the same way? I don't know how like the progression necessarily works, because I just started playing it last night, and maybe stayed up a little bit too late playing it. I think I was up until 5 a.m. playing Control last night. maybe I shouldn't have been up till 5 in the morning playing Control. Maybe I should have watched ASMR and just went to sleep. That might have been the smart thing to do, right? But I'm a fool and played Control instead. Oh, I have the Ultimate Edition. I got the Ultimate Edition, so I assume that has that. I assume that those are just included in the Ultimate Edition, because it is Ultimate in its edition. Or maybe it didn't, and they fooled me. They could have fooled me. You need to go to the interview. Go to the interview on the elevator. That guy, that janitor, Ati. Such a good voice performance. I haven't played Alan Wake, actually. I kind of totally missed that. I totally missed out on the Alan Wake. Did you like those? I think it was like a lot of flashlight stuff, right? These are flashlight. It's like Luigi's Mansion. Exactly. It's exactly like Luigi's Mansion. Oh, right. It's like a crossover type thing, right? Yeah. Doing that thing in the world is so cool. Like, where they said that, like, oh, okay, basically any kind of stories that people hear, that can make things real, and like, like doing the thing with the urban legends, where they're like, oh, any urban legend that happened, it probably was an ultra world event that we've like, that we've dealt with. Don't worry about it. Like, that's very like, they really make good on that with all like the little entries that you can pick up in the world. Now, this is my ASMR video game review channel now. Fans of the genre may enjoy Control and think that it's a good game, and this reviewer gives it a 10 out of 10. Oh, okay, cool. I'm Yes, Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is so good. Twin Peaks is awesome. I loved the first season. I loved the second season. I loved The Return, and I even enjoyed Fire Walk with Me. And there's so many series out there that like kind of like take their inspiration, from Twin Peaks, and it's kind of mixed because sometimes they don't really do it justice. But I feel like Control for me so far is totally like scratching that itch. Like they've got that vibe, where it's like, even like when they have like that cubicle, they have a big cubicle like with like I think it was like a jukebox inside, like just like they've got that like, yeah, that would totally be in Twin Peaks: The Return. Like they even had like a big cubicle like that. I think that there's some Twin Peaks is so interesting to talk about. Did you know, J-Rod? I don't know how many people this will interest. Perhaps just you, but that's okay. In Seattle, the Tweedy's restaurant is the restaurant that they used for the diner in Twin Peaks, and I've been there, and it is very good. They have cherry pie there, and it is amazing. And apparently, the reason that they actually used that diner to shoot the show is because David Lynch went there and actually tried the cherry pie, and he was like, "This is actually really good cherry pie." And so then he went there, and like that was the filming location that they used for the diner scenes that are in there. And it's in Seattle. It's called Tweedy's. Tweedy's, like, like kind of like the bird, but with a D. And if you go inside, it's actually just it's basically they went and kept the entire decor to be the same as the show. And they have all this like memorabilia and stuff all around, because it's like that's kind of how they were able to stay open since then, is by like kind of being like, hey, we're the Twin Peaks diner, come on in. It's very cool. I recommend that if you're going to Seattle to check that out. Actually, I think it might be a little bit out of the ways of Seattle, but it's in that general area if you're going to the Seattle area. I have not played Deadly Premonition. I've watched a playthrough of Deadly Premonition, and it is very funny. Deadly Premonition is very funny, and like you said, very, very like, I loved Twin Peaks. Here's my attempt to do Twin Peaks. I know that the sequel came out. The sequel came out for Switch. The Deadly Premonition 2 came out for the Switch last year, and I heard it was a buggy mess, and I heard it was bad, and I heard people could like hardly play it, which seemed like a damn shame. But I think, the first one is, I don't know if I would call it a good game. I don't know if I'd call it like a well-made game, but I would call it an interesting game, because like I said, I didn't play it, but the playthrough I watched made it look like some of that controlling was just terrible. Like the shooting was very repetitive. Man, what a game! What a game! It was very funny to look at. I like that. On the scale of good to bad, it exists. Good one. Good one. Yeah, I think Deadly Premonition, interesting. So, Swery, the developer of Deadly Premonition, he's been doing a lot of different projects. I think probably the best project I've heard about that he's done was The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's like an indie game, but if you play The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories, it's like a platformer where basically as you get hit by things, your body parts fall off, and you basically are able to still move around, but like sans body parts. So like your arm will fall off or your legs will fall off, and you'll be able to like move around as a torso, and you'll use it to solve puzzles. It's very weird. It's very strange. Twin Mirror, you say? I haven't heard of Twin Mirror. I mean, it's twin, but it's interesting. I'll have to look up Twin Mirror. it's also apparently very good at like its LGBT representation, which is really strange because like Swery is not drawing on any kind of like personal experience from that. Apparently, just I guess like just nailed it somehow. But people were like, "Hey, this actually did a really good job somehow." So that's cool. Maybe that's one that I could play on like a Friday or something. I don't know. I don't know. I like playing strange games sometimes. That's definitely a strange game. I would say as another reminder, tomorrow, community ASMR community Rocket League we're doing, where I'll be doing the stream of Rocket League, but whispering the Rocket League, Whisper League, whatever, and Discord, check it out. I mean, I guess probably for people who watch the VOD afterwards or on YouTube or something, it'll be like, well, missed that. Can't do that because literally I'm not going to upload this until after Monday. Oops, but whatever. Hey, cool. A couple people joined the Discord and I was like, that's actually pretty cool to me. Like to have a place to chat. I'm not so good at logging on to things, but I do try at least like once or twice a day to log on and check and chat with people if they are chatting. I don't know. Are you good at communication, J-Rod, or are you do you have trouble with that? Do you struggle with communication? Or are you good with it? At least like correspondence, like keeping up with people. That's something I always have trouble with that. I'm always like, did I totally forget about this person to respond to this person for 15 years? Oh yes, I did. And it'll be like, oops. I remember like even like family members. My mom was like, "Hey, your aunt texted you. Did you text your aunt back?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I did. I texted her back." And then apparently my aunt narked me out and was like, "Well, I didn't get any response from him." And so then my mom was like, "Well, she said she didn't get any response from you." And then it's like, damn, called out because I don't know. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. What a narc. No, aunt, I'm not gonna go to Thanksgiving. There's a pandemic. What are you thinking? What are you thinking out there? Come on. Ugh. I would not be surprised if there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of anxiety about Christmas. You know, I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, but I always get a lot of anxiety about Christmas when that approaches. It's a big source of discomfort for me, is being like, oh, we've got to plan everything. We've got to like get presents for people. We've got to like arrange for like meetings and stuff like that, and especially this year because of like the pandemic. Yes, yeah, exactly. Like my partner, their parents always demand that we come over for Christmas, and we don't like to do it anyway. We don't like to do it normally under any like normal circumstances, but especially this year, we're gonna have to be like, no, we're not going. There's a pandemic. We can't go down to Irvine, California, and drive down there and like be So it's always been a push and a pull between that. So even growing up, a ton of anxiety around Christmas. So, you know, if you have anxiety for Christmas, you are not alone by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I think it makes it worse because Christmas is like this time. It's this time when people are like, it's such a wonderful time. It's a magical time of the year. Everyone has a great time. And so it can feel really bad to be like, I have bad feelings about Christmas. I have negative feelings about Christmas. Am I wrong? Is that bad for me? But like, I think it's totally valid to feel stress at the thought of Christmas and not like feel joy about that because of the stress. Like, certainly there are things to feel joy about, but there can be so much that gets in the way of that it's like a big pain in the ass. And it's just like, I'd just rather not have Christmas, please. That would be probably preferable to just skip out on the whole thing. That's always how I feel. That's always me. And I mean, like my partner is the same way. We're like, this year we haven't even put up our tree yet because we're like, no, don't say it's Christmas. Don't say it's Christmas yet. No. And it's like literally like 2 weeks before Christmas. But yeah, I hope everybody out there is able to skip out on their family Christmases, assuming they don't live with their family. Because, hey, I don't know if you've heard, but pandemic's pretty bad here in the United States, at least. I've heard it's not great in the UK either. Maybe if you're in New Zealand, you can go to Christmas. You know, that's the one country that's allowed to do things. Because they did a good job. They did a very good job with their... Oh, it's really bad in your state, yeah. Well, like, I'm California, and I think they officially ordered a second lockdown because there was like 15% ICU bed availability. So it's like they were gonna run out of hospital space because so many people have it. And that's really bad. It's been so long. Come on. Like, get it under control, folks. Ugh. Like, ugh. It's enough to make you never want to leave the house, which is a good thing. For right now, anyway. You shouldn't be leaving the house as much as possible. Yeah, the Californian governor, he got caught eating out in public. And listen, if you're gonna get caught eating out, that's not the way to do it. Sex. Yeah, I think our governor has been handling this whole situation just awfully. It's like, my thoughts about the governor before were like, yeah, he seems okay, he seems fine, and then the pandemic happened, and then it was like, oh no, not at all, actually. Actually, he's terrible. I'm glad I learned that about him. You know, it's like how some people you're friends with, some people you know, but then your opinion of them changes, either for better or for worse, whether it's a crisis is involved. Like, maybe you have one friend who's like, maybe not always there for you, maybe they're not great, but like then like a crisis happens and they're really there for you and they really show up, and unemployment is so high. I think across the country, unemployment is at. I heard that it was at the highest levels since the Great Depression, which is crazy because we've already lived, if you are like my age, through a recession. I think probably most people who would be old enough to watch this would have lived through like the Great Recession, as they called it. And this apparently higher. It's worse. It's worse. Hey, Spartacrust, thank you for following. Welcome to hell. Yeah, so it's a big deal. It's a big deal if you are unemployed. Know that you're not alone. If you were like kicked out of your job because it's like your job didn't care about you, it's like, yeah, we're going through it. It sucks, and but like the people who love you are there for you. You know, I'm here for you emotionally. I can't help you out with money. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. But you know, hey, we're us here who aren't like bosses who actually care about other people. You know, we're there for each other. You know, we're all going through it. We're all going through this shit. Like, I think that like you don't even hear about how many people are unemployed because people just want to make things seem like they're good, seem like everything's fine. You know, it's like that idea of like blue skying things when it's like everything's going wrong, but you're just saying everything's perfect, everything's great, everything's perfect, everything's great, and it's like you gotta, you know, yeah, you have that. You want to have that hope for the future for sure. You want to have that hope for the future, and you also don't throw away those feelings. You know, you don't just paper over those feelings and say they're not there. You recognize that those feelings are there. You recognize that stress and that pain and that trauma from losing your job or whatever it is. You acknowledge that it's there, and you deal with it, but you don't let it consume you. That's the key. It's such a tightrope. It's a tightrope walk that you have to walk. You know, but it's so important. It's so important. I think the future will get better. I do. I think you're right, J-Rod. You know, they're working on that cure. They're working on that vaccine. That's gonna help. It's gonna help. There's gonna be a lot of damage that's been done, and it's gonna take a lot of work to get everything back where it should be. And it's gonna take a while for things to start seeming like they're normal again. You know, but it will get there. It will get there. And I hope that we as a society come together and like take care of the people who were hurt during this time. You know, certainly like some people have died and this is terrible. Like, but even like a lot of people have died and a lot of people are hurt. And unfortunately, we cannot do anything for the people who've died. Unfortunately, but we can help the people who've been hurt, either by getting COVID and surviving with complications, or by being hurt by joblessness, or being hurt by social isolation. You know, there's so many ways people have been hurt, and I hope that that we can all come together and we can help those people and not just say, well, sucks to be you. You know, 'cause, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would never say that about people. I would never say that about people who've been hurt, who are having a bad time, having a rough go. Those are the people who need help the most, and always remember those people. You know, you gotta have love in your heart for those people, because it could be you. It could be you. If it's not you, it could be you. Even if you're hurting, you know, other people are hurting too. So try to be there for each other, and they'll be there for you. That's what I say. And if they're not, then fuck them. That's what I say. Oh wow, basketball player. COVID caused him a heart infection. Damn, and he's a basketball player. You've got to be be like in the best health of your life for that, right? To play basketball, for sure. That's scary. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. I mean, you know, that's why we gotta be careful. We all gotta be careful, for sure. I just realized I stopped doing all the fun mouth sounds that I was doing, I don't know, like an hour ago, when I was getting into the conversations, but at least, you know, at least we've got the whispers, that are going on there, at least relaxing, right? Trying to at least brush the mic when I get really into conversation, but hey, that's not a bad thing. That means that we're just having a good time. Just having a good time chatting. J-Rod, don't eat so many cookies. Don't eat all this. You could get. What do you think is gonna happen? Gonna get a tummy ache. Gonna get a tummy ache. Of course you are. I can't say I haven't been there though. I can't say that I have not done similar food crimes. I've done food crimes in the past. But when you do the food crime, you pay the food time. Sometimes you're just like, what if I ate all of this right now? Ugh, you always pay for it, one way or another. I think, I'm trying to think of the last food crime I did. Sugar cookie flavored Hershey's Kisses. How does that work? Isn't it chocolate? How do you make chocolate taste like a sugar cookie? What have the food scientists done? This is madness. Food scientists have... it's crazy. Crazy things. So, I'm looking at my clock over there. It looks like are we almost at midnight? It looks like, at least California time, PST. Oh, I'm actually not a fan of white chocolate. I think white chocolate is too sweet for me. I have a thing where it's like, I can only tolerate a certain amount of sweetness before I'm like, oh, I'm out. And dark chocolate is okay. Peanut butter chocolate is my favorite. And white chocolate crosses the line for me. It's too much. I can't handle the sugar. Oh. But I guess it's a good thing. Maybe for health. I don't know. But other than that, I'm down with chocolate. I'm down with chocolate other than the white. I used to not be into dark chocolate, but as I've gotten older, the bitterness, like, you start to appreciate the bitterness, I feel like, more and more. I don't know if it's like across the board, but at least for me, like, the bitterness, like, I'm all about things that are bitter now. Or maybe it's why I like coffee so much, because it's like, you get that real bitter flavor. Maybe it's because I'm bitter. Maybe I'm too bitter about the world, so I like the bitter flavors. Oh, creme is good. Yeah, dark chocolate's very good. Man, all the sweets talk is making me. It's activating the sweet part of your pleasure domes. It's like, now I'm thinking like, oh, do we have any should have been filled up on my sweetness for today, but I'll just remember the donut. It's my favorite. It's my favorite movie. Is Remember the Donut. It's a very emotional, inspirational sports movie about donut making, professional donut making. I'm glad you like it, J-Rod. This is a brush that I bought especially for brushing this mic. I bought this at the Walgreens because I was like, this looks like it would be very good because the bristles are very wide. The bristles are very soft and wide, and so I think it provides a nice soothing sound when it's on the mic. So I'm glad I was correct, because that's the only reason I bought this. Wet and Wild. It's Wet and Wild. Woo, we're having a good time now. Talk about tingles gone wild. Oh, baby. Alright, J-Rod. If you are going to sleep, I might put the stream to bed as well. Because it is about 12 o'clock here. Been going for about 4 hours. I think that's probably a pretty good place to call it. And if you have been put in a relaxed state where you're considering sleep, I will consider this job well done. Well, thank you, Pedro, for following. Yeah, it's always good seeing you too, J-Rod. Thank you for coming.